Action!
Okay, here we are again. It's first week in August, I think, isn't it? The 9th or 10th, and about halfway through the season. So we got August and September to go yet. The field's doing pretty good. We've got some variety of sizes, which is kind of interesting. I mean, you know, this is probably the first plant that we planted. It's hanging in there. We had a few of them die, and so we grabbed a couple of other plants and put them in. Some of them are kind of spindly, so we think the deal is the root ball wasn't as developed on some of these, and so they've had to put a lot more energy into their roots, where others had pretty established root balls. They've got their fingers in the ground and are really growing. So our girls definitely survived a hailstorm. We had, look at this, we had these little, you can see where the hail had pounded the plastic, and it's all over. It's worse actually on the west side of the field, but anyway, we're pretty satisfied. We've got some beast plants out there, and we've got some small ones, but I think on average we're very satisfied with how this has turned out. Everything planted well, everything mulched well, not bad. So the irrigation just started up a second ago. We have two cycles, one at 11 o'clock at night and one starts at 3. And so I've got a pump in the shed, and I've got two 1,700-gallon tanks. And we've got a pond at the bottom of our field, and we lift water up and we store it in these tanks, because my pump in the shed can outpace what my pump at the bottom of the field can do. So I've got these little capacitors here. I fill them full of water, and then I drain them, and then they fill in about 3 hours, and I drain them in about an hour. So we can go over there and take a look at this. It's my valves. Put some pressure gauges on there just to watch how my pump's doing and how the circuit is reacting. So everything seems to be doing pretty good. We put these on there because we're paranoid of something falling on it. I'm not quite sure. But so my tanks drain into there's two 2-inch lines feeding the pump, and then here's my I'm lifting water about, I don't know, it's about 20 feet probably, over about an 800-foot run. So I've got 1.5 inches for a long ways, and I got a little booster pump about halfway through that go from 1 inch down to 3/4. I think I'm going to go to inch line here pretty quick, because I think I can get more capacity out of it. There's a lot of pressure there yet. So I think with that inch line I can get a lot more capacity and fill it quicker. So a little filtration system, keep the pond gunk from getting into the tanks. And then we've got another set of filters running. We got another filter here prior to the T-tape, and it horse and 3/4 motor that drives everything, so works pretty good. Plants seem to be doing well. When we fertilize, we've got what we call our fish juice. So we just set up a little tank here. Every week we put 1.5 gallons in each one of those tanks. Seems to be doing pretty well. So we got another fertilizer at the other field too. We do the same type of thing. So, a little ghetto, but hey, that's what it takes. All right, so we've started cloning for our plants. We got a little head house here that still working on the electrical, still working on lights. Expensive. We're having to scrounge up money and do a little work, and then scrounge up money and do a little work. So a wet wall, so when it gets too hot in here, then the pump starts and drains water through, and the fans pull through the wet wall, cool air in, do the evaporative cooling. So we've got about 400 clones going. We just did a batch last night. Those are the ones that are all laying down over there, but they'll perk up after a while. So, doing pretty good. So after about another month, probably, we'll repot these and start laying them out on the floor here. This is going to hold about 800 or 900 plants in, can't remember what size, 2-gallon pots, I think. So, oh, look at that. Damn, she shut down. Thermostats are working great. How about that? Good old bimetal technology and physics always works. We put in our service light yesterday, so we got some conduit running down the middle, light switches, but we'll get all that wired up here in a while. I screwed up hard when we had REA come out and drop a transformer in. I thought we were going to split the two services on the building, and they did it back by the transformer, so now I might have to dig up my wires and drop in a ground wire. So I got to call in an inspector pleading him to let me just use an existing wire that's in the ground. So hopefully that's the case, and we can make the connections sometime this week and get this thing powered from REA instead of my little 10-gauge wire that's coming out of my shop as a temporary power source. Alright, took care of some watering on the clones, braced them up a little bit, got them situated underneath the lights. We haven't been over to F2 today, so let's make that jump. Okay, whew. That was a long one. Sometimes I don't hit right in the middle, sometimes I hit right on the plastic, but that's a nice leap. Alright, so we're over at F2. We're trying to assess the water. Some of the plants look a little small, so I've been just kind of tearing in and finding the tea cake, and well, it's coming through. But I think we could probably use a little more water. Plants ought to be about half again as big as they are right now, so we'll double the water and see how that works. We just finished rototilling. Carlos is going to come in tomorrow and finish weeding up near the plants. So. But so far so good.
Wait, jump a couple times. Okay, wait, do it again. Okay, again. Okay, I think that's our mark there. Okay.